I thought I was alone. That's the thing about late nights, right? The world outside goes quiet, and it's just you and the glow of your screen. For me, it was almost 3 in the morning. I was running on fumes, editing a video in my dimly lit room. My eyes were burning, my brain was fried, and the only thing keeping me going was the thought of finally crawling into bed. My AirPods were on the desk, their case blinking that sad little red light, telling me they were almost dead. But I needed something, anything, to block out the silence. So I picked them up and slipped them into my ears, and that's when I froze. It wasn't the start of a podcast. It wasn't my late-night playlist. It was a sound I'd never heard come from them before, breathing, slow, heavy, and raspy. And it was coming from my left AirPod, so close and so intimate it felt like it was originating from inside my own ear canal. It was the kind of sound you hear when someone is leaning right over your shoulder, their breath tickling your skin. My heart started hammering against my ribs. I grabbed my phone, my fingers fumbling with the screen. I checked everything. No active calls, no voice memos playing. No stray apps open in the background. Nothing, absolutely nothing could explain it. I told myself it was a glitch. It had to be. A weird electronic burp from a dying battery. But the sound didn't stop. It grew louder, more defined. The slow, rhythmic inhale, then the long, rattling exhale. It was so real, so visceral, that I could almost feel the warmth of the breath. It was like whoever or whatever was making that sound was getting closer with every passing second. My hand was shaking as I pulled the AirPods out. The room was plunged back into absolute, deafening silence. The only sound was my own frantic heartbeat. It's just static, I told myself. It's your brain playing tricks on you because you're exhausted. Taking a deep breath, I tried to steady my nerves. I put them back in. The breathing was gone. In its place, a whisper. A single word spoken in a calm, cold voice that sent a shiver straight down my spine. Don't! It wasn't Siri. It wasn't an automated voice. This was real. It was a human voice, low and menacing, and it was too close, way too close. As if the whisper was spoken directly into my eardrum. At that exact moment, my phone screen lit up, blinding me in the darkness. An incoming FaceTime call. My stomach dropped. I looked at the caller ID, expecting a friend's name, maybe a family member, but it wasn't a name, it wasn't even a number. All it said was, "Device connected." My chest felt like it was being squeezed in a vice. The air in the room turned thick and cold, like the temperature had plummeted 20 degrees in a second. You know that primal feeling you get? That sixth sense when you just no someone is standing right behind you? That intense pressure between your shoulder blades, the hairs on the back of your neck standing up. I felt it so strongly I could barely breathe. And then the voice whispered again through the AirPods, more urgently this time. Don't turn around. And then I heard it, the same breathing from before. That slow, heavy, rattling sound. But this time, it wasn't coming from the AirPods. This time, it was in the room with me. It was coming from right behind my chair. My blood ran cold. My phone, still in my hand, started glitching. The screen flickered between green and black, a mess of corrupted pixels. And then the FaceTime camera turned on by itself. But it wasn't showing my face. The front-facing camera was off. The rear camera was active, and it was pointed at the darkest corner of my room, the corner directly behind me. For just a fraction of a second, before the screen went black again, I saw it. A silhouette, tall and possibly thin and perfectly still. Just standing there, watching me. And then a tiny notification popped up on my screen. AirPods battery low, the breathing stopped. The voice went silent, everything, total, complete silence. The presence I'd felt behind me vanished, the air returned to normal. My body was screaming at me not to, but I couldn't stop myself. I spun my chair around. Of course there was nothing there, just an empty, dark room. I looked back at my desk. My AirPods were lying there, out of their case. And they were still warm, like someone else had just been wearing them,